Welcome to the View,
Where we're going to be talking about all kinds of things today, from William Shatner's nasolabial folds and Justin Bieber's crotch.
First, we're going to argue.
Oh yeah. No, we're not.
No, you're wrong.
Yes, we are.
No, you're wrong.
No, I'm not. Okay, what am I wrong about?
We have been debating about Justin Bieber's crotch versus Mark Wahlberg's crotch, because they both have done Calvin Klein ads, and I was saying that it's the same crotch, different meat, and Michael's saying that, oh no, completely different.
Oh, you changed it now.
No.
Because of course they're both crotches, but they're different meat.
No, I was saying that it's just the same concept, nothing different.
Oh, well, no, there's plenty different.
No?
Yeah, one is Mark Wahlberg and one is Justin Bieber.
Same crotch, different sausage.
No, I have a feeling that one of them is probably circumcised, first of all.
Why would you have that feeling?
It just felt that way when I tested them out.
Perhaps we should have the celebrity penis expert on to
we
analyze
will have to have the celebrity
these crotches, and who will definitively be able to tell us whether someone is circumcised.
Because one of them certainly felt circumcised to me, and I won't tell you which one. So we'll go on to William Shatner.
A different fold of flesh.
Yes.
As you all recall, there was a big controversy when Mr. Spock died, and Captain Kirk didn't race to his funeral because he was at a celebrity function in Palm Beach, Florida.
When actually, I think he was getting his nasolabial folds fixed. Because if you look at early episodes, or any episodes of Star Trek, both William Shatner, Captain Kirk, and Mr. Spock have nasolabial folds.
Now, for those of you who don't know what nasolabial
folds
are...
Ernie! Stop talking down to the pewers.
Just focus on Michael's face, and you'll get a perfect idea of what they are.
That was about, and you wonder why people think that we're arguing. That was about the meanest thing you could have said to me on camera. You know I've spent a small fortune getting rid of those nasolabial folds.
And you don't have them anymore. Or does he?
Well, you certainly do. Even though you just got filler and Botox. Anyway, William Shatner, Mr. Spock, and Mr. Kirk, Captain Kirk, had nasolabial folds on Star Trek. And my point was that if that show were filmed today, they would not have nasolabial folds. Nobody in today's shows has nasolabial folds. They're all lighted in such a way that gets rid of, it's like that blast of light.
Magically disappears.
It's that blast of light that gets rid of their nasolabial folds. And in fact, if you look at William Shatner today, he's what, like 80 or something? He has zero nasolabial folds.
He has less wrinkles on his face today than he did
in
the 60s when he did Star Trek.
Right, and that's because, well, it's obvious why it is. But
it's the magic of science.
He's had, well, if you look at his face, he's had plenty of fat injections. So, I know that's about $1 million worth of Juvederm in his face. But he doesn't have any nasolabial fold, and you know, it's just a sign of the times that when you're 80, you have no nasolabial fold, and when you're 20, you know, back then you did. So.
He said he was at a charity event in Florida and couldn't rush to Mr. Spock's
charity
funeral. So I was joking to Michael that he was at a charity fundraiser for the National Association for Nasolabial Fold Avoidance.
NANFA, the National Association for Nasal. I'm going to have to join that because I want to avoid that nasolabial fold.
But don't you avoid this commercial.
And now a word from our sponsor.
The party monster. Found out you, the party monster.
Welcome back to the Pew.
Yeah, I should have. Because but bitches want to know.
Bob Baker wants to know whether the gig with Quentin was before or after his controversial comments. And I presume he's talking about Quentin Crisp.
Yes.
We don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What gig?
I never had any gigs with. I mean, yes, I did. I had a gig with Quentin, but like way early, like in 1985. I did a poetry reading with Quentin Crisp. When I don't know when the controversial comment was
he was always controversial
Yeah.
and always saying controversial things.
and he said something about
Like in the 90s, he said that if parents knew that their unborn baby was going to be gay, they should abort it.
and I don't know whether he said that for shock value or for what. I mean, he actually didn't say things for shock value. He said things that he really meant. And he was the definition of a self-loathing homosexual. I mean, like, he did not like homosexuals.
But just to figure out what you're talking about, Bob, we're going to call James St. James, who is the ultimate Quentin Crisp
Expert, yes. If there was ever a Quentin Crisp expert, it was James. So, James, are you okay? Did you accidentally push the wrong button because you're in so much special K? James, we're all worried about you. Us and thousands of pures. We were calling you live on the pew to ask you a question about Quentin Crisp. And we didn't realize that you'd be in a K-hole when we called. James? Oh, James is calling.
I know, that's him. Answer.
Hello? James? James, what's wrong?
What?
What's wrong? What? Well, we're James.
We can't remember the controversy with Quentin.
We couldn't
Crisp.
remember the controversy with Quentin Crisp.
And you're our resident expert.
You're our expert with Quentin. You are the only expert Quentin Crisp expert in the world. So we decided to call you. James? Hello?
I think he dropped the phone.
James!
He dropped the phone.
No, he didn't drop the phone. James!
Is he doing another
James,
phone?
I also have to talk to you about Fenton and the World of Wonder contract. James?
Yeah.
I have to talk to you about the World of Wonder contract and the Wow Presents thing that we were talking about earlier.
Sure, okay.
I think we're gonna. Fenton sort of talked us, we think, into signing the contract. What? Remember we talked about the difference between Wow Presents, where you get to have your show produced in a studio, or the other schleps, the other, what do they call them?
Wow rejects.
Yeah, the Wow Rejects, that just submit their... What? Did you just call me a faggot? Who are we calling?
See you next time.